What a turnaround it's been for Ghana. I'm telling you now, the Black Stars are shining again. What an international break they've had after the disappointment of failing to make the Africa Cup of Nations later in the year, where they fell to Sudan and Angola in that group. Ghana have kept Otto Addo in charge and they have bounced back magnificently. They've won 2 games with 2 clean sheets, scoring 8 goals without reply. They beat Chad 5-0. Now they've beaten Madagascar away by 3-0 in Morocco. What a turnaround it's been. And you look at the table right now, I know Comoros haven't played Chad yet, and you'd expect Comoros to beat them. Ghana have breathing space over Madagascar, and they have breathing space over Mali. More good news for Ghana today was that Mali failed to beat the Central African Republic. What are Mali doing? Surely Mali don't deserve to go now. How have they not scored against the Central African Republic when Comoros put 4 past them, when Ghana put 4 past them? That is embarrassing. Even Madagascar put 4 past them the other day. But Ghanaians will be buzzing. They had to make this World Cup, at the very least, to make up for not going to the AFCON, and now look to be doing it in style, well ahead of Mali at this moment in time, and 5 points clear of Madagascar with 4 points to go. So the other day, 4 games to go, sorry. The other day, they battered Chad, and to be honest, you'd expect them to batter Chad. I know Ghana lost at home to Niger, but Ghana were missing a lot of players that time. They battered Chad 5-0, you'd expect that, but Madagascar away with no home support, that's where the real test was going to be. We saw the changes, we saw no Inaki Williams from the start, no Nuama from the start. Jordan Ayew in this international break, someone I've criticised a lot, has been a revelation. What a ball in for that first goal, headed in by Thomas Partey, then Thomas Partey again, and then Jordan Ayew again with the assist, this time for Mohamed Kudus. Look at the talent. I mean, Kudus is such a good player. I've seen week in, week out at West Ham. Look at the attacking options Ghana have. Now they've got their act together, Ghanaian people should be very, very happy with the team they've got. In fact, Ghana's team looks scary. When you look at that attack, like I said, with Jordan Ayew, with Semenyo, with Inaki Williams, with Nuama, with those sorts of players, Kudus, they are going to be a handful for a lot of teams. And I tell you what, when they get to this World Cup, and you've got to say now, Ghana will make it to this World Cup, especially after Mali dropped those points today. They are going to cause teams problems. It's good to see them back. Africa needs a good Ghana. But such an emphatic win. Listen, if they'd lost to Madagascar, people are saying, oh, it's only Madagascar. Madagascar scored 4 goals in their last game. A really, really good side. And now they've beaten Madagascar comfortably away from home. So really, really impressive stuff from the Ghanaians. People would say it's only them. Listen, if Madagascar had beaten them, Madagascar would have gone top and Ghana would have gone into the 2nd position. So clearly it was a crucial victory for them. And they didn't stone. Madagascar never looked threatening at all. And that's where you've got to give Ghana credit. They looked very good. I think Jiku is a fantastic defender at the back as well. Ghana mean business. And it looks very, very tight when this group was made. You know, you had Comoros in the mix, you had Mali in the mix, even Madagascar sitting on 10 points. But now, with Mali failing to win, listen, if Comoros beat Chad, of course Comoros will be 3 points behind Ghana. And of course Comoros and Ghana have a rivalry in recent years. But you've got to say, with the confidence Ghana are playing with now, it's in their hands with 4 games to go. I'd be expecting them to make it to this World Cup. And hopefully they can add a little bit of talent. If they could get, as well, imagine like a Hudson Odoi or an Eddie Nketiah. I mean, it can only get better for Ghana. So to me, Ghana look in a very strong position to win this group and to make it to the tournament. I mean, at the very worst, Ghana would probably end up coming 2nd. And even then, they'd be in a playoff position. But it's good to see. And if you watch the game from start to finish, they completely dominated. They've got a plan. Fair play with sticking with the coach. After not making the AFCON, a lot of coaches would have lost their job. They're stuck with him. He's done well. Ghana, I think, need to be a little bit stronger at the back. I know they've just got 2 clean sheets, but that is where they've had trouble in recent times. They've always had good attacking players, but now they seem to have found the system to get them all gelling together. So a good day for Ghana, but what about the group with Ivory Coast as well? A very narrow win for Cote d'Ivoire. 1-0 at home, properly at home to Gambia. And Gabon won in Kenya thanks to 2 goals from Aubameyang. And that group is so tight. Ivory Coast on 16 points. Gabon on 15 points. Listen, again in that group, whoever comes 2nd looks strong for a playoff position. Gabon are really putting the pressure. How Gabon are not top with 15 points? It's very harsh. They've put an unbelievable effort in that group. They are taking Cote d'Ivoire to the wire. And I've got to say, Ivory Coast haven't been that convincing since they won the AFCON. In fact, even when they won the AFCON, they weren't that convincing. They scraped through the group stage to win that, didn't they? So I know Cote d'Ivoire have got a lot of injuries at the moment. You know, likes of Ahmad are out and stuff like that. But narrow win, they got it. Gabon winning Kenya, that keeps the pressure on. It is very much between Cote d'Ivoire and Gabon in that group. It looks like Gabon are going to run Ivory Coast all the way till the end. It'll probably come down to when those two sides play each other. But it's nice to see some competition first and second. You don't want to see the pot one team running away with it every time. It's going to be tough for Gabon to overtake Cote d'Ivoire. They've got 15 points. They've won 5 out of 6 and they're still in the second position. That tells you everything you need to know about just how good the Ivory Coast are. So that group looks to be quite dramatic as well. Gabon, if they were to go in the playoffs, I mean, would they get through that? I'm not too sure, especially when Nigeria could be in the playoffs. That's going to be a difficult game for them as well. But Ghana and Ivory Coast looking strong at the top right now. They're your usual suspects, and Mali falling short. Gabon pushing Ivory Coast a little bit. Elsewhere, some interesting results. Eswatini, Mauritius, what a draw that was. You wouldn't expect that between those two sides, would you? They drew 3-3. Tunisia will be very, very, very happy that Namibia and Equatorial Guinea drew 1-1. Tunisia look, again, a certainty to make it to the World Cup. A lot of clearer pictures now in these World Cup groups. We'll take a look at all of them once all the matches in match day 6 have been played. Liberia beating Sao Tome and Principe to keep on their slender chances of coming second. And can Burkina Faso keep up the pressure on the Egyptians? It's going to be tough. Egypt looked to be running away with it, but I'm telling you, Burkina Faso in this international break have been very good. They've beaten Djibouti, we'd expect them to. They've beaten Guinea-Bissau. Burkina Faso has 6 points out of 6 in this round of fixtures. They've given themselves a chance again for that second spot. We'll see what happens when Egypt plays Sierra Leone. Certainly they're going to need Egypt to drop points and drop points soon. But Burkina Faso want any chance of getting into that first spot. So there we have it. The Ghana, the Black Stars are shining again with an emphatic 3-0 win after winning 5-0 last week. One more round to go in this match day 6. Let's see what happens. I'll see you next time.